I'm right outside the Constitutional Court. Now, this is one of two focal points for the rallies today. We are hearing from the Anti-Coup Alliance now that they've cancelled the other focal point, which was an area called Roxy Square. So this now is the main area where people are due to gather in the coming hour or so. Now, some of those marches that were heading here didn't come to fruition, but we understand that there is a large march heading here from an area called Helwan, and they should be getting here within the course of the next 45 minutes or so. Now, I think the worrying thing is that, of course, the area around the Constitutional Court is heavily fortified. The military has deployed pretty heavily. I can see about 6 armored personnel carriers, and that's just what's in front of me. And then there's barbed wire all the way around. And what's more worrying than that is that there are maybe two or three dozen people around, local residents, who are saying that they're here to help protect the Constitutional Court building, and that they will confront any protesters that try and enter into it or try and break the barricade of the military. And they've also set up their own civilian checkpoints just beyond the military checkpoints. So, of course, that's always worrying, because in the last few days we've seen that a lot of the violence has started exactly like this, between local residents and the anti-coup protesters, and then the police security forces move in.
Shireen, you said that this other rallying point was cancelled due to security concerns. Well, that's at least what we were hearing being reported. So why are they not cancelling this one as well?
Yes, I mean, that's a very good question. The people that I spoke to said that when they gathered in those two areas that they were meant to then march to Roxy Square from, they started to feel a threat around them. They said they felt a threat from thugs, and the local residents, and also from what they were calling snipers. And you have to consider that in the last few days there has been this major crackdown, hundreds of people killed, thousands, or over 1,000, we should say, detained. So there is a lot of fear on the streets here amongst those anti-coup protesters. So it looks like people are concentrating on where there are a big crowd, and clearly there's a big crowd in Helwan, which is why it's feeling that it has a bit more confidence to march towards here, the Constitutional Court.
And yes, as we have seen in recent days, security forces very keen, as you were saying, to prevent any major crowd gathering. Because, Shireen, isn't it because they are very keen to prevent any sit-ins from taking root again?
Yes, you're absolutely right. That is a major concern here, that the protesters will gather and then they'll have a problem on their hands in the eyes of the security forces, a sit-in that they would then have to clear again. So, yes, that is a major concern. The other concern, of course, is that we're now 2 hours from curfew, and the military have made it very clear that they will deal decisively with anyone who breaks that curfew. That's their words in their recent statement. So, again, as we're hearing this march approaching from Helwan, which is about half an hour's drive from here, so it will take a while to get here. That is worrying that we're so close to curfew time already.
Absolutely. OK, Shireen, thanks very much for the update. We'll, of course, keep close tabs on developments where you are and cross back to you as and when we need to.